champions! $800,000 for TNC Pro Team. Look at that on the screen. They can't quite believe it.
What's up guys, this is crystalisdota. In this episode, I will present you a story that's very unique. A lot of people requested it and here I am. This is the story of Carlo Palad, aka Kuku from TNC Pro Team. He is a native of the Philippine Islands. He was born on September 21st in 1996. Carlo usually plays off-lane position. His signature heroes are Huskar, Phantom Lancer, and Queen of Pain. He has approximately earnings of about $500,000. For a professional Filipino player, that is a hefty amount. Before we even go into the story, I just want to tell you that this episode, we're going to present you a little history about Kuku, what he means to the international scene, what he means to the Philippines. We're going to look at an interview that is presented by VP Esports and written by Stephanie Chu. And lastly, I will look at the most controversial part of this player. Recently, he was kicked off from entering Chongqing, a Dota major tournament by Valve. And we're going to get to the reasons why Valve had to step in and kick Kuku out. So let's first begin with this story. So Carlo initially started playing professionally in Dota 1. He was in a team called Pacific. Then he slowly transitioned into Dota 2, where he first started playing with a team named MSI. A lot of people don't know this, but MSI one day defeated Team Mineski in a qualifying match. And because of that, that's when his real spotlight began. The doors opened up. You see, from that game, from that qualifying matchup, Team Mineski poached him, slowly approached him and said, "Hey, we like how you play. Would you mind joining our team?" And that's what happened. Eventually Kuku played for Mineski. But then his real success in the pro scene didn't come that time. In fact, it would come later as he would join TNC Pro Team.
TNC done it! The impossible! Two-time major winners! You are gone! The Filipinos have eliminated!
His greatest accomplishment was at the International of 2016, where he, along with Raven and the boys, were able to take down Miracle's Team OG. Eventually they would lose to the second placed Digital Chaos and earn $500,000 as a team, taking 7th to 8th place at TI6. Then they would win their biggest tournament at the World Electronic Sports Games at 2016, defeating Cloud9 2-1. Eventually, TI7, Kuku would place 9th to 12th, and he would play multiple other tournaments where he would win here and there, but nothing else big as of today. Now let's go to the interview. The first question is regarding the Filipino region. They ask, in the last few years, what do you think about the explosion of new talent from your region, the Southeast Asian region? And how can a rising player end up in a position like you? How can they become a professional player one day? Kuku says, I think the pubs are so good and the region itself is strong because there are a lot of United States players right now. Kuku also answers the second question by saying, hey, the players in the matchmaking system, the MMR system, those end up becoming professional players. They get recruited by X and X team based on their performance on the MMRs, based on what other pro players say about you. So if you are a rising player that wants to play professionally, Kuku says, dominate the MMR scene, and that's how you'll get your chance. Now, I want to scrutinize a little aspect here. A lot of Americans play in the Southeast Asian region. Why? Let's break it down. If you play in NA region, there's a lot of flamers, a lot of grievers, a lot of people that throw the game. However, in the Southeast Asian region, people play more seriously. They're more passionate. And this is directly in correlation to Kuku and Team TNC.
On why the world hates Pinoy gamers. It really feels like the whole gaming world are anti-Pinoy.
We'll get to that in a little bit, so let's just continue with the interview. The next question is regarding his change of position. They asked him, how is the transition from a core player to a support? Kuku says, I don't just buy a lot of observer wards, so I am kind of a roaming support. I have a lot of money, so I can buy a lot of items. He kind of plays similar to a Liquid GH, where he's itemizing using the money and not just supporting. Now this question regards to the passion that I was talking about previously. The question is that there are two types of ideas on how Dota players play. Either you follow the meta, or you make your own. You do what you are best at. And Kuku says, individually, we think we are nuts. We're crazy. Unlike other teams, we play our own style. And we're going to do it every time.
Apparently, Pinoy gamers curse a lot. Like many of my Singaporean friends who are gamers actually know the word tang inamo and bobo, not because they went to the Philippines and learned it, but because they were gaming in Dota 2.
Now, I don't know if you guys understood that, but it has more deeper connotation. You see, Kuku is a player that symbolizes every person in the Philippines. Why? Because he's so passionate. Why? Because he plays his own playstyle. His aggressive nature comes from the fact that he is Filipino. He is Pinoy. He has Pinoy pride. In fact, I'm gonna explain a little further. Kuku articulates on the fact that you should play your own style, be who you are. It's like telling crystalisdota to continue telling stories, do whatever you're passionate about. It's like telling a YouTuber to do vlogs if they like talking about themselves. Let's use another example. If you like a beautiful female who likes doing makeup, then do a YouTube tutorial video on doing makeup. That is what Kuku is essentially suggesting here. To stick to your own guns, do what you're good at. The questionnaire then talks about, along with that style, it seems like there's an aggressive playstyle that you guys play with. How do you think your team is being influenced by the Southeast Asian aggression? Now, this is the heart of the video. I know I'm going to talk about his disqualification by Valve later on, but right here is the heart of Kuku, and I want you guys to listen to it. He says, for us, for me, it's not Southeast Asian region, but in fact, it's a Filipino aggression. When we are diving, we are always wanting to kill them before they kill us. So I think it's a Pinoy aggression, because Southeast Asian is not as aggressive as Filipinos. This is what Kuko says. And this is directly analogous to his personality, his playstyle, and what he means to the Dota world internationally. You see, we always see TNC play very rough, very crazy, and we somehow judge them like they are insane players. Well, truthfully, Kuku says that we are crazy. But why? This is because Filipinos, unlike North Americans, where they have basketball and other sports, Philippines, they primarily have esports, and their esport fan base is unlike any other. They're die-hard fans. They're passionate. They play with their heart and soul. They know that if they play good on the MMR leaderboards, they have a chance to play pro. You're able to make money and earn a living and provide for your family. This is why Pinoys or Filipinos love playing Dota. They are passionate, and Kuku reminds us of that. You see, North American fans, some of them come to play with this passion, while others, they just don't understand. They make fun of Pinoys for being so serious. But at the end of the day, we got to realize that these people truly love Dota. They play it since their young age at the net cafes, and they are fanatics. So that's why they play with so much aggression. Now I'll go on to what happened, the drama, very recently. Lately, Kuku was banned from the Chongqing Major after Valve had stepped in. Valve was the one who kicked him. So what was the reason? Apparently, in November, Kuku spewed an anti-racist term in a Dota public game because he mistakenly said an anti-slur, a Chinese slur. The entire Chinese government, the media, the players, the whole Dota organization in China was angry. So many of the public in China believed that nothing was going to be done to Kuku, especially after he said an anti-Chinese racist term. However, words sometimes speak louder than anything you imagined. The freedom of speech is not as valid as you think it is. In the Western culture, you're allowed to curse at cops. You're allowed to say racist terms. You don't go to jail or anything for that. But in China, forget about it. You're never allowed to say anything racist in a public manner. So the government directly contacted Valve and told them some kind of repercussion must be done. They pretty much forced Valve's hand, and they made Valve disqualify Kuku for the Chinese Chongqing Major. So this is what exactly happened. Kuku is not banned by Chinese government, but he is only banned for this particular DPC event. Many people felt anxiety because of Kuku's remarks, and perhaps TNC was also unsure what to do. The next problem was regarding TNC. You see, TNC had a team manager named Paulo Sai, and he tried to cover up the whole thing, saying it was not Kuku. But because they tried to cover it up, Valve hit them with another big problem. In the end, we realized that TNC Pro Team mishandled the situation, and now they had a choice to either kick Kuku or keep him. If they were to keep him, they would lose 20% of their current DPC tally as punishment. So now, as we have stated before, Kuku truly is passionate, but sometimes he makes some mistakes. We're all human, right? Unfortunately, that one mistake was truly harsh. Team TNC understood his mistake, and that is why they did not kick Kuku. But in fact, they're dealing with the problems one by one. Today, Kuku announced on Twitter and says, "Let us all respect Valve's decision and end this drama. Spread love, guys, not hate, and thank you." Although this mistake truly hurts the Filipino Dota international scene, however, they look beyond that. To this day, they are trying to recover and move forward. It is just one tournament that TNC will not be participating in with Kuku. That does not mean that Kuku is done forever. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. It's a story about a Filipino prideful player named Carlo Palit. Perhaps the Chinese Dota fans will not like him, but what can you do about it? We've all said crazy things that we regret on the internet. We take our freedom of speech for granted, but in other nations, it really is a serious deed. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the story. This is crystalisdota. Make sure you subscribe today for more beautiful content like this.